Hello, everyone. Mic check once again. Mic check, mic check. Let me know you can hear me. Let me know you can hear me. Please let me know you can hear me. Mic check, everybody. Awesome. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and trust your day went well. I hope your day wasn't stressful. Okay. I hope your day was not stressful. So let's do a quick recap. What did you learn from yesterday's class so we can help those who were not here yesterday? What did you learn? What did you learn? Okay, fantastic. Awesome. Financial management, time tracking and invoicing, time tracking and financial management, financial management and time tracking, how to charge a customer. Oh Lord. I learned time tracking and invoicing, importance of financial management, time tracking and invoicing, time management, time tracking. Okay, great, fantastic. Thank you for that. Type of time tracking tools. Yes. Plus you have Toggle, you have Harvest, and you have Clockify. So yeah, that's amazing. Shows we're following. So today again, just a brief intro in case you have not met me before, or in case you've never been in class. Anytime I introduce myself. So this is another introduction. My name is Ololade Akingbade, and I have about 6 years of experience cumulative in administration, executive assistance, customer success. 6 years altogether. I started out my career as a personal assistant, and then I moved on to becoming an executive assistant. And currently, I work in the tech industry as a partner success specialist. If you want to reach out to me, I'm very much active on LinkedIn at Ololade Akingbade. All right, thank you. So, I gave you a task yesterday. I gave you a task yesterday, and I want to review that task right now on the call. However, I'm having challenges locating some of your submissions. So, just give me a sec. Okay, so I saw someone's submission actually, and The person literally, I hope the person is on this call, because if the person is on this call, the person definitely knows I'm talking to them. The person used AI. So I doubt that the person even used the app. So what the person did was the person used AI to write out the answers and sent it. I mean, I wonder why. Because the essence of this task is to ensure that you get hands-on with that. Is to ensure you get hands-on with that software. But then I do not know why you would then use AI to respond. I mean, it was just, I mean, I was looking through and I was just wondering, that's not very good. That's not good enough at all. Okay, so I would not be grading that assignment at all. I'll just assume that the person did not submit. If you're here, you know yourself. I'm not going to mention your name, but you know yourself. Okay, so I have one here. I have one assignment here that was submitted. So this person used Clockify. Um, I don't know. Let me see if there's a way I can share my screen so everybody can see what is on my screen. I'll try now. Let me see if I can share without the names. Okay, great. I should be able to do that. All right. Okay. Yeah, I believe you can see my screen now. TAs, please let me know if you can see my screen. Just let me know if you can see my screen, please. I want to believe you can. So let me know you can see this time tracking, Clockify. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. I can see it. All right, so this is this person's assignment. So the person used Clockify. And why did they choose Clockify? They chose Clockify because it has a user-friendly interface. It has a free plan with unlimited tracking. It has integration with popular productivity tools. It has web, mobile, and desktop applications. So set up and track. Basically, I told you guys to set up a task and track that task. So the first thing they said, they created a new project and task. They started the timer with one click and they tracked it in real time. So this is the task that they did. They did article research and writing. So the estimated time, the time they thought they were going to use was 2 hours, but based on the tracking that they did, they spent 2 hours, 15 minutes. And so the difference in time was 15 minutes. Okay. So yeah. You can't see my screen. Interesting. Okay, that's fine. Let's just you can't see my screen. Wow, I wonder why. It was looking like I was sharing my screen. Let me try again. Can you see my screen now, please? Can you see my screen? Let me know. Awesome. You can't still see my screen? Oh, yes. Okay. You can see my screen now. Thank you. Thank you for seeing my screen. Okay, so here's what I was showing you. This is someone's task that they submitted. So they used Clockify. And I asked them why Clockify, and they said they chose Clockify because it has a user friendly interface, it has a free plan, and it has unlimited tracking, and of course because it has you're able to integrate it with other productivity tools. Then you're able to use it on mobile, on desktop, and on web as well. Now, setup and tracking. So I told you guys to basically set up a task, track that time. Okay. Basically, the time that you use on that task, let us know. So what this person did here was they created a new project on Clockify and a new task. They started the timer. They tracked the task in real time. And this is the task that they did, article research and writing. So they estimated they were going to spend 2 hours. They thought they were going to spend 2 hours. But then when they did the task and they tracked it, they found out that they actually spent 2 hours, 15 minutes. And so the difference in that timing right now is 15 minutes. So now they know, how long it would take them to research an article and write about it. Okay. So let me see if I can share another person's task. Let's see. Okay, I actually love this one. This person even added a screenshot. You see my screen shortly. Please let me know you can see my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen, please? Can you still see my screen? Yes, I can see you can see my screen. So this person, basically, this person did the task. I mean, this is not all that I asked for anyway, but this person put a screenshot of what they did here. They did like a data entry task where they entered this data and also a calendar scheduling task as well. And so they timed it on, they didn't state what software they used, but they timed it and they spent 25 minutes on this particular task, this one here. They spent 25 minutes on it and then spent 17 minutes on the calendar scheduling task, right? So let me look for another person. Okay, this person didn't submit. Okay, so share this tab instead. All right, so here, this person used harvest. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, yes, you can see my screen. This person used harvest. And then I asked how easy or difficult was it to set up a new task and begin tracking your time. I said it was easy to set up and track. For setting up manually, he said it was straightforward. Did you notice any differences in how long you thought a task would take versus the actual tracked time? Basically, when you were going to start, how much time you thought you were going to spend on the task versus how much time you actually spent, and said yes, that she noticed the task took longer than she expected. She estimated the task was going to take 5 minutes, but by the time she tracked, she realized it took her 10 minutes. Then I asked, how did the app present the track data? Were you able to view it in charts, reports, or summaries? Said from what she noticed, the app presented the data in charts. And then I asked her if there were any features she found useful or challenging. And she said I don't know what I'm saying, he or she. The person said that Harvest contains all the features they need for effortless time tracking. It makes it easy to track time, automate invoice and reporting, and to get the insights that they need. Okay, so I think this is it. Yeah. So basically, T, as you can please bring my slide back up. So basically, you can see the the task, the assign the task. Basically, the reason I wanted you to do it is so you can get hands-on experience. So you can get hands-on experience on what it is like, using these things. So now that you have used this, for those of you who actually did the task, you understand firsthand what it's like to track your time. So even when you have a client tomorrow and you need to track time, or you even probably need to keep track of what you have used so you can charge the client accordingly, you're not guessing, you have your accurate data. Also, even if you don't have a client yet, to you can begin to use that to even if you don't have your client yet, you can begin to use that yourself to, you know, practice. Like when I have a client, how many minutes would it take me to research an article? Or how many minutes would it take me to, for social media management? How many minutes would it take me for calendar management? So that when you have a client, you have an idea of how long it will take you to finish your task. And even currently, if you work with an organization, if you're under the employment of an organization, it can also help you manage your time properly. So when you're allotting time, you know how long you're going to allot for your different tasks. You're not over allotting time and not under allotting time. Okay, so either way, either you're a freelancer or you are employed, you are under a person's employment. This is very, very useful. Time tracking is very useful. It can help you manage your time, and you will know when you're spending more time than necessary on a task. When you know that, okay, I should be spending only 30 minutes on this task. Why am I spending 1 hour on it? You're able to tell because it will give you your reports. You will see how long you spent on tasks, the tasks that you spend the most time on, and you would see all these things at a glance. And it will just help you manage your time better because time is really money. Okay, so with that out of the way, let us move to the next. So I said yesterday that I was going to come to show you apps which you can use for invoicing, because I had mentioned that there are certain apps. So the other apps that I had told you about yesterday had invoicing properties in them, and however, they are not free. Some of them are not free. So I decided to look for standalone apps that are actually invoicing apps. Invoicing tools, invoicing softwares that can actually allow you create your invoices without having to pay anything, at least for the basic features. Okay, so this is the first one, and the first one here is Zoho invoicing app. I particularly love this one because it is very free to use, and the free features are quite comprehensive for a beginner. So first is it has unlimited invoicing. You can send up to 1,000 invoices per year. Okay, so unlimited invoicing. It's on your Play Store. Just go there, Zoho invoicing app. You're gonna see it. Customization. So if, for example, your brand color is purple, you don't have to use the default color on the app. You can change your brand color to whatever suits you. Then you can also change, add your logo, just personal, make it feel more personal. Okay. Then you can also have like payment integration as well, right? The platform supports multiple payments gateways like Stripe, PayPal. So if, for example, you don't want to, maybe you're working with an international client, obviously, and some of them might not be able to transfer to your Nigerian bank account. You can just use all this PayPal, and you can, well, I'm not sure PayPal works from Nigeria basically, but if you're not in Nigeria, I know PayPal would work for you if you're probably in the United States. But if you're in Nigeria, I do not think PayPal will work for you. Okay. But if you're abroad, you can use this. You can integrate your Zoho invoicing app with PayPal. You can integrate it with Stripe. Yeah, that will work. Then automated reminders, so you don't have to keep okay, so Oladoyin, this is not Cynthia. I'm not Cynthia. My name is Ololade. So Zoho invoicing app, as I was saying, automated reminders. So you don't have to keep pursuing your client. So if, for example, you have a client that needs to pay, your app will just do the reminders for you. So you don't have to keep saying, "Oh, hello, when are you paying? Oh, please, you said you're going to pay tomorrow. Oh, it's already tomorrow, and you have not paid yet. When are you?" You don't need to do all of that. Zoho will do that for you. It will send reminders to your client at intervals. Okay, and of course it is data secure. You don't have to get you're not afraid that somehow one joker would come into mess with your tool. No, no, no. It's very, very secure. So I actually really do like Zoho because I feel like it's very, I mean, the functionalities are quite comprehensive for a beginner. Okay, so if you want to use this, you can always use it. It's very free to use on Play Store, on your Apple Store. Okay, all right. So the next one is Bookkeeping. The next one is Bookkeeping. So for Bookkeeping though, Bookkeeping is quick invoicing. Like you don't need to. It's very fast. You can send invoicing under a minute, right? It also has payment integration as well, so you can always take payments directly from your app. Okay, you can track your invoices. So the good thing with Bookkeeping is track your invoices. When you send an invoice to a client, you don't have to wonder, oh, have they seen it? Oh, when are they going to open it? Oh, have they looked at it? Have they checked it? You are able to tell when the client has read it. If they have not read it yet, when they have paid, you get notified, real-time notifications. And of course, you can also set up recurring invoices rather than having to set up invoices like every time and then again and again and again. If you are working with maybe a client that has, you have a retainer. So basically, a retainer is when a client wants to use your service for a long time, but of course, they will probably pay you every month. So rather than having to create an invoice every single time, you can just set up a recurring invoice that automatically send to the client. Okay. And of course, multi-platform access, you can use it anywhere. You can use it on your computer, you can use it on your phone. Like you don't have to worry. However, with Bookkeeping though, it only allows you to create and send up to 5 documents per month free. If you want to send anything else, it has to be paid for. Okay. The free plan only allows you to create, and the good thing with Bookkeeping as well is that you can send proposals. So, if for example you have a client that is asking for your services and they want to see what you charge and how you charge and all of that, you can use Bookkeeping to send them your proposal so they can see it, right? But like I said, the only thing, the thing with Bookkeeping here is that it only allows you to do 5 per month. And I mean, we're I know we're going to be great virtual assistants, and I trust God that you get more than 5 clients per month. So if you're not looking to spend money yet on invoicing, this might not be what the right tool for you. Okay, Zoho is most likely going to be the best. All right. So with that out of the way, we're going to go into today's class. So today there'll be no demo rather for any of the invoices. You can do that in your free time. It's Bookkeeping or Zoho. You can look at it, and whichever one works best for you, you can just use it. Okay. So we'll go right into today's class proper. And today's class is basics of taxes and bookkeeping. Basics of taxes and bookkeeping. Like I had touched on this briefly yesterday. Please let me know if you can hear me. I can see you. Can you hear me? Mic check, please. Mic check. Okay, great. All right. So I was saying that basics of taxes and bookkeeping. So I had touched on it yesterday that as a freelancer, it's important to pay your taxes. If you are working directly with a company, there are very high chances that the company would remit your tax on your behalf. So you don't need to worry about that. However, if you're freelancing, then it's your responsibility to ensure and see to it that your taxes are paid and remitted as at when due. Okay. So now, before we go into taxes proper, we need to understand bookkeeping, okay? Because it kind of like ties into taxing. So taxes. So what is bookkeeping? Bookkeeping is the process of recording and tracking all financial transactions of your business, from income to expenses. It helps you manage your finances, pay your taxes accurately, and assess the profitability of your work. Now, again, we're professionals, right? And you shouldn't be, because I know there are people that work and then they don't really have a separate account for their work and their personal expenses. And so there's no record. As the money is coming in, they're spending. They want to buy clothes, they'll take from it. They want to buy shoes, they take from it. If you want to buy pepper, you take from it. If you want to buy this, you take. There is no accurate record. There is no accurate bookkeeping for your money. That's not good enough, because then when you want to pay your tax, what would you present to them? How would you even know or keep track of what is coming in? How would you even assess your profitability? How would you be able to tell that, oh, this month I made this amount of money this month. Oh, the month before I made that amount of money the month before. Okay, so it looks like the money that I make more money in maybe at a particular time of the year. Then how would you be able to tell those things if your the way you spend money is just any way it comes, you just take it like that. All right. So please, it's very important. If you're a freelancer today, you need to create a separate account for your income and your expenses. Like where you have you can have like an expense account where you know that the money in this account is for your expenditure, and then you can have an account where you know that, okay, this one is like the source account where your income would come into, and then you can disburse from there. But it is very bad practice for you to just have one account and you're taking it from the money anyhow. No record keeping. You don't even know what's going on. You're just dipping your hand into the money. No, absolutely. I mean, that's not good enough. So if that's what you've been doing, please repent today. Okay, repent and begin to do things properly. All right. Now, understanding taxes. Taxes are mandatory. Taxes is, if paying your tax is not an option, right? It is compulsory for you to pay taxes. Okay? There are mandatory contributions that you must pay to the government based on your earnings. For VAs, your tax can have income tax. It can be, I'll touch on this very briefly, but please, I need to state that I am not a tax consultant, and whatever information I'm giving you here is very, very surface level. Okay, you still need to consult your tax consultant that will advise you based on your own reality, because I understand there are different people here with different earning capacities, with different potentials, with just different things. Okay, so it's not a one size fits all approach, but one thing that I know is a one size fits all approach that everybody should pay tax regardless of the country that you're in. You should pay your taxes. Okay, so taxes are mandatory. I saw a question here: is payment of taxes limited to only freelancers? No. Freelancers, employers, full-time employees, you need to pay even independent contractors, you need to pay your tax. If you are an employee of an organization, you do not have to worry about paying tax on like remitting on your own, because your company will do it for you. Okay, so you don't have to look for a tax consultant and do all the other things that a freelancer might have to do. But if you're a freelancer, because obviously your client does not have to. Your client is just going to pay you for pay you what you have invoiced to them, basically. So you have to pay your tax, right? And then I would also explain later on in the class I'll also explain later on in the class why it is important to seek professional advice before you pay your taxes. Why is it really compulsory for us to pay tax? Okay, Orolua, why it's compulsory? First of all, it's it's a statutory requirement. First of all, right? It is compulsory by the government. All right, it's mandatory because your taxes are what they use to maintain is what they use to maintain your amenities. For that, there are different uses of taxes. So, for example, you have your hospitals, you have your roads. I don't. Has the government ever come to knock on your door to say, "Okay, Oroluwa, we want to construct a road and bring money, let us construct the road"? I don't think anybody has come to meet you to do that before, right? It's your taxes that they use to do those things. Your tax is what they use to pay um those in public service, like your policemen, those that work in basically civil service, right? That's what your taxes are meant for. The prisons, general hospitals, and oh yeah, all those things. So you need to use it to maintain all these things. You need to build amenities. So that's why taxes are very, very important. Okay. Yeah. So now, why is understanding taxes important? Okay, because yes, now we have established that we all need to pay our taxes. Now, why is understanding taxes important? Understanding taxes are important because number one, if you don't understand your tax, you can actually underpay. And when you underpay, the government is not going to hear stories, right? It's not going to hear, they're not going to say, oh, I did not know. Because, you can get fined. Trust me, you can get fined for that. There's something called tax evasion, where they feel like we are trying to avoid payment of tax. So you can get fined for it. In fact, there are penalties for it. So that's why you have to understand taxes so that you don't just feel like, today, this month, I don't feel like paying tax. I'm not in the mood. I'm not going to pay tax this month. I have a lot of bills. Then maybe next month I'll pay. Or you know what, next month, maybe 2 months time I'll pay. Trust me, if they find you out, you're going to pay everything. In fact, they're going to you will be penalized. Okay, so yeah, that's very, very important. Please note that. Now, the connection between bookkeeping and taxes. Why do we have bookkeeping and taxes going hand in hand? By regularly tracking your income and expenses, you can easily put together the necessary documents and the numbers that you need during tax season. So when it's time for you to remit your tax, because you have been keeping record of what you have been spending, of what has been coming into your account, or because you have been keeping record of the things that you have used, because when money comes in, right? Obviously, apart from your personal expenses, you pay yourself. There are also running costs, things that you need to spend to maintain your business. So, for example, you're a VA, you need to buy data. You probably need to subscribe to maybe Zoom if you use Zoom for your work. You probably need to subscribe to maybe like Asana, or maybe you want to even pay for one of these invoicing apps. You want to pay for their higher features. All these things are running costs, they're expenses, okay, but they are going back into the business. So all these things are things that you need to put into consideration when they are collating your document, and then they'll let you know, okay, how much of this you're going to pay as tax. So tax is not something I just decide and say, oh, abracadabra, I'll pay. There are different things you need to put into consideration. That's why you need to have your books properly kept. Because imagine if you don't have record and then you're just taking it in. Anyone that comes, you feel, today I feel like going to ShopRite. You dip your hand into your account, just transfer, fia. Tomorrow, oh wow, I feel like going to see a movie. You have dipped your hand into, like, you don't even have any. So when it's time for taxes, what will you present to them? How would you don't even have any categorization of your expenses. You don't even know where the money is going. You don't know where the money is coming. Nothing. You're just living. That's not good enough. So please, you need to start. So what, like I said, because like I said, I trust that a lot of us here, we're going to start getting clients, and we're going to start getting, what's it called? We're going to start getting busy. So please, as you get busy, keep taxes at the back of your mind. It's very, very important. Okay. So now, types of income for VAs, you have project-based income. All right. So basically, payment for completing specific projects. Okay. Setting up a client's email marketing campaign, for example. All right. you want to set up, you want your client, you have a client that reached out to you and said, oh, I want you to set up my email marketing campaign. I'm about to run a campaign. I want to release a new product and I need to run an email marketing campaign for that product. So I need you to set it up for me. And then once you are done, the client pays you. That is a project-based income. Then you have a retainer contract. So basically, this is monthly payments on clients who use your services on an ongoing basis. So for example, you are a social media manager for a brand, you are a customer support personnel for a company, you are a virtual assistant, you are under a company's employment as a virtual assistant now, not a freelancer. You work for maybe ABC Group Limited as the virtual assistant to the CEO of the company. That is, and then you have an actual contract. Do you get it? You have an actual contract that guides your duties and responsibilities, and so basically it's on an ongoing basis. So that's a retainer. Then hourly rates. So some clients some clients might charge you based on how many hours you work. And I see this a lot with international clients. How many hours you work. I want you to work with me for 20 hours a day. Oh no, sorry, that's not possible. I want you to work with me for 20 hours a week. And then they'll pay you based on that agreement. So yeah, these are the different kinds of type of income for virtual assistants. Okay. Then now bookkeeping essentials. Tracking, I had mentioned earlier, tracking your income and expenses. It's not a good financial habit, especially because treat this like your business. Okay. Treat this like your business. That's your what's it called? Treat this like your business. You have because obviously it's a business. All right, you can't just be dipping money and taking money in here. That's being financially indisciplined. Okay, so you can't just be grabbing money anyhow. Oh, your client pays you $20 today, and before you have taken $10, you don't even know what to use the $10 for. They just vanished. The next time, you don't have record. That's not good. That's not good financial practice. Okay, so track your income, track your expenses. Income is any payment you receive for your service, any payment. It can be direct transfer, it could be through direct transfer, it could be through any other payments platform. As long as it's a payment that was made for your service that you offered, it is an income. It is an income. Then your expenses, any money that is spent to run your business. And under expense, you have your salary. So you should be able to pay yourself a salary. Don't just say, I'm the owner of the business, so I can do and undo. In fact, today I can decide to even take all the money in my account and blow it. That's not that's not having a business mindset. Okay, so expenses in any money that is spent to run your business. So for example, you want to pay for software, you want to pay for a tool, you want to buy a new computer, you want to pay for your internet connection, you want to pay for a membership. Oh, there's this membership of virtual assistants that you want to pay for. You want to pay yourself a salary. You're also employing people now, and then you need to pay them. All of those things fall under your expenditure. You see why I said you cannot just say I'm the high and mighty of this place. I can try to do anything that I like to do. It doesn't work because it can come back to bite you when it's time for taxation, when it's time for tax remittance. Okay, so if a VA pays for a premium subscription, that is an example, to a project management tool like Asana, that's a business expense. So for example, you have a tool like Asana, for example, and you pay for it. It's a business expense. Okay, so yeah. Now, financial statements for virtual assistants. Basic financial statement. Trust me, I know a lot of us might not really like this because some people don't like accounting. I didn't like accounting in school. I did accounting when I was in secondary school and I did not really enjoy it. So yeah. But yeah, just listen to this. It's as basic as it comes. So yeah, basic financial statements for VAs. So there's profit and loss statement, okay? Because basically saying income statement. So this document shows how much you earned and how much you spent over a specific period, providing an overview of your business profitability. So basically, just make it simple. If, for example, you were paid $2,000 this month, okay, and then your expenses was you spent $500 to maybe run your business, $500 to you spend $500 to run your business, to buy your data, to just do stuff around to ensure that your business is up and running. Your profit is $1,500. Okay. Then your cash flow statement shows how money moves in and out of your business. That's it. How money is coming in, where money is coming in from, and where money is going out to. That's basically cash flow. So if, for example, you earned $2,000 in January and your clients have not paid you yet, so it means the money has not come in yet. Do you get it? So that just cash flow is just basically how money is coming in, how money is going out of your account. It's that simple. Balance sheets, sometimes if you're still coming up, if you're not really like a big VA, you might not really need this, but it just shows an overall financial snapshot. Basically everything, your assets, your liabilities. For those of you that might go on to have like virtual assistance agencies, where you have to send work tools to your to those that you hire. Those work tools are part of your assets. Do you get it? So these are things, this balance sheet, but I mean, balance sheet is like for really, really high and established VAs. But for now, it's just basically profit and loss statement. Profit and loss is just showing your expenses and your income and your expenses. That is just that about that. Okay. Like I said, this is very basic. There's no need to dwell too much on this. Now, organizing financial records. I had mentioned it several times that you cannot just deep money into your bank account anyhow because you feel like yes it is my money and I can decide to spend it anyhow I like. That is not financial discipline. That is not financial intelligence. Okay, so yes, the money belongs to you, but again, you still have to spend it with wisdom. You have to spend it wisely. Okay, so categorizing your expenses, you categorize different expenses according to like break your expenses to category. I'm going to do like a demo to show you what I'm saying. So you break your expenses, have a sheet, even if you don't want to have like a whole software, at least just have like a Google sheet where you track, okay, these are the expenses, these are the things that are coming in every day, or I don't know how you receive money, but this is my income, these are the things that are coming in. Then this is what I'm spending them on. Oh, I bought this today. I bought data today, and tomorrow I bought ink for my printer. The other day I bought airtime for my phone. Of course, it's your business phone, no, please, not your friend's phone that you just decided to keep the business running. I bought this one. Oh, I subscribed to this software. Oh, I paid for this course. So all these things you put them. Oh, market. I ran an ad for my VA business. Do you get it? Oh, I paid for premium LinkedIn premium subscription. As in, have these things on record. Do you get it? Because like I said, you are running a business. Even if yes, you are a VA, it's a career, but it's running like it's a business because it's actually your business. Have a record of these things somewhere. Okay, like I said, you can use Google Sheets. Google Sheets is not expensive at all. It's free. Use it to just keep it. Oh, this is what I spent. This is what I spent it on. This is how much I spent it. This is the dates that I made this expenditure. It will help you. Okay, so I want us to do a quick exercise before our break time. Um, so I'm going to share my screen again. Please let me know when you can see my screen. Okay, so give me a sec. Just 1 second. Okay. Okay, please let me know if you can see my screen. Technical assistance, can you please help me here? Can you see my screen? Let me try again. I don't know why you can't see it, but it is. Please, can you? I'm sharing my screen already. You should be seeing it now. TAs, please. Is there a way to project my screen from there? Just give me a second. I'm trying to reach the technical assistants here. Please just hold on. I'm sure they would. Yeah, awesome. Okay, good. So you can see my screen now. Please confirm you can see my screen. So awesome, great. Okay. So this exercise is basically focusing on categorization, okay? And like basically categorizing your expenses. And so what we're going to do, I have, because of obviously I had to just pre-fill all of this and I left the category section. So what we will do together now is we will fill this. You're going to tell me what category this expense falls under, this one, all these expenses here, what category they fall under, and then we'll fill the categories together. That's what we're going to do. We'll fill it together. Okay. So I'll be looking at your responses and you tell me what it is, and then we'll fill it together before we go to the next section of this exercise. So here's the first one: internet subscription. Here are the different categories that we have. What category do you think internet subscription should fall under? Is it under utilities, under software and tools, under office supplies, marketing expenses, or travel? I'm waiting for your answers. Where should internet subscription fall under, please? Utilities, software and tools, office supplies, marketing expenses, or travel? I'll be waiting for your responses. I'm waiting for your responses, please. Fantastic. It falls under utilities. So, yes, utilities. Now, time tracking software. What category does it fall under? Does it fall under utilities? Does it fall under software and tools? Does it fall under office supplies, marketing expenses, or travel? So, time tracking software, for example, your Toggle, your Clockify, Harvest. Under what category does it? So, let's say you spend 5,000 naira on that. So, what category does it fall under? So, yeah, you can see it here: payments for Toggle Pro. Here, payments for Toggle Pro subscription. So, what category does it fall under? Software and tools. Thank you. You're correct. Software and tools. So now under printer ink, replacement ink, as you can see here. So there's a note, right? So you can see what was done here. Like this is, imagine if a tax consultant comes to me and says, "Oh, I want to see I want to see how you have spent your income," and then I bring this out. There's not too much questions because you can see, oh, printer ink. I bought it on the 5th of January 2024. I spent 3,500 naira on that. And this is a note to just further explain what it was for, to just give further context to this expense, right? I use it to replace the ink for my office printer. It's that simple. And this is also good for even if you work as even if you're not a freelancer and you're under someone's employment. This is how to help, because part of your duty should actually involve expense management, budgeting, it should involve it. Okay, you don't want to be a VA and then your executive is asking you for, oh, how did you spend the money that I, because sometimes, because most times when you're a VA, you get access to your executive's money. They give you money to use to do things, to maybe buy things, to replenish stock. Or you don't want to be that person that they say, okay, so I gave you 150,000 naira yesterday. How did you spend it? And you're looking at them and say, I bought. Okay, where is the record? Actually, how did I? And then you're scratching your head and like, how did I spend this money? It doesn't paint you as competent at all. So please, this is very basic. Like I didn't have to do any, just typing, basic formatting. That's all. Okay, so printer ink falls under what, please? Utilities, software and tools, office supplies, marketing expenses, travel. Printer ink, printer ink falls under what? Office supplies. Thank you. It falls under office supplies. So now virtual meeting tool. So imagine if I didn't even have this particular section here, this note section. I just put virtual meeting tool. You might be wondering, oh, what's virtual meeting tool? Which one? But you see what this note section, oh, Zoom Pro subscription for meetings. Very explanatory. So what did I? Oh, it means I bought it for 6,000 naira. I paid for it for 6k, 6,000 naira, and then I bought it on the 7th of January 2024. Very explanatory. So under what does it fall? Virtual meeting tool falls under where? It actually falls. So yeah, software and tools. It's software and tools. So yeah. Now, advertising on Facebook, we had to run Facebook boosting posts to promote services. So let's say this is for somebody who probably works as a VA, as a social media manager, and they had to boost, you have to run ad to promote your service or something. And then I spent 15,000 naira on that. What does it fall under? Utilities, software and tools, office supplies, marketing expenses, travel. What does it fall under? Where does it fall under? Please let me know. Let me know. Advertising on Facebook. Where does it fall under? Good. Marketing expenses. Thank you. Marketing expenses. Fantastic. Yes, correct. Notebooks. So I had to purchase notebooks for project planning. We need to plan a project, at the office or with my executive, and then I had to because I needed to jot down. So I needed to buy a notebook, and it cost me 1,500 naira. So where does that fall under? Notebook. Good. Office supplies. Notebook is actually an office supply. So yeah, office supply. Electricity bill. So in my house, because obviously my office is in my house, right? And so I am going. You can see here. You see why it is partial office electricity cost, because obviously, if for example maybe I'm charged, maybe my electricity bill per month is 17,000 naira. Obviously, it's my personal expense and my office expense, right? So that's why it's partial here. So it is only the part that I use for work. I just calculate it and put it here. So out of maybe 15,000 naira per month, the office will pay 4,000 naira, and then for my personal expense, I can pay 11,000 naira. So 4,000 naira for electricity bill. Where does that fall under? Where does that fall under? Utilities, travel, marketing expenses, office supplies. Where does it fall under? Utilities. Thank you. That's very correct. You guys are following. Utilities. Correct. So, domain name renewal. Okay, so basically we had our domain name, maybe www.abc.co, and you needed to renew it, all right, for your website. It cost you 7,500 naira. Where is that falling? Where's that going to be? What is that? Where's that? Domain name. It's actually software. It's a software. Your website. Your website is a software. Okay, so business cards. I needed to print business cards for myself. Printed. I need to print business cards. Where does that fall under? Business cards. Business cards. Marketing expenses. Correct. Marketing expenses. And then Uber ride to meet for a client meeting. So I needed to taxi to meet a potential client. So I had a new client that was trying to close the deal, and the client said, okay, I want to see the person that I'll be working with, before I even hire you. I want to see you. I want to talk to you physically, before we start working virtually. and then I had to take a taxi. I had to take an Uber to meet with the client, and it cost me 3,000 naira. Where am I going to put that? Travel, marketing expenses, office supplies, software, and utilities. Where am I going to put that? Good. Travel. It's actually travel. So, yeah. Okay. So, you can see how we have categorized everything. Okay. So, by the time we come back from break, this is 2 minutes to 8. By the time we return from our break, we would use this basic data, this basic data analysis. We'll do some basic data analysis where we'll see, oh, what exactly is taking most of our money? Is it utilities? Is it advertising? Is it office supplies? Where exactly is our money even going to? So we'll do some basic data analysis here, see why this is really important for our business. Okay, and the essence and why we need to adopt, financial management even in our own day-to-day finances. Okay. All right. So we're going to going on break now. We'll come back after by 10 minutes past 8. Yes, 10 minutes past 8. Technical assistance, we can go on break now. Thank you very much. Hello everyone. Please mic check. Let me know you can hear me. Mic check, mic check. Please let me know you can hear me. Let me know you can hear me. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So back to our exercise. So we have categorized all of this. All right. If you're just joining us, welcome. Well, we've gone far. What we're doing right now is we're categorizing our expenses. Okay. Yeah. So now we want to look at let's look at the total amount. How much have we spent so far on each of the categories. So let's look at office supplies. So let's see what and what and what. We have office supplies. We have here 3,500 naira. Okay. We have what other item? We have 1,500 naira, which is a notebook that we bought. I hope we're following. I hope we're following. Please follow me. What else is an office supply here? I think that's about it. Okay. So total, if we're to do a sum of this is just like very basic. Why does it show 0? B 14, C 14. Okay. So we have 5,000 naira. Okay. So we have 5,000 naira here as our office supply. Then let's look at how much we spent on software and tools. Software and tools, we have this one. We have 5K. We have another 6,000. We have another 7,500. All right, that's about it. Utilities, let's see. We have 10,000. So we have electricity bill here 4,000. And I think that's all the utility. Just put 0 here and 0 here. Okay. So yeah. Then marketing expenses 15,000 naira. What other marketing expense do we have? Business cards. Spent 2,000 naira on that and nothing else. Travel is just 3K. Okay, so that's about it. Just hold on. I would work on the. So now calculations here. This is just, like I said, this is just basic like addition in Excel. Okay, so let me know if you're following. Let me know if you understand everything that I just did here. Let me see your comments. Let me know you understand everything that just happened here. Okay, I see following. Okay, following. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So basically, just to explain, what we did was we decided to group the categories, right? We want you to know where we put the categories together. We wanted to know the total of all of the categories. That's what we did, and we added it. It's like just the simple basic addition sum formula on Excel. I didn't do anything extra. Okay, so that was just what we did. All right. So now, so we see we can now see. Okay, let me put this in color just to highlight it. Let me see, what color should I use. Let's use this. Yeah, you can still see this, right? Let me move it this way. So you can see what is happening here. For office supplies, this is the total amount we spent on office supplies, 5,000 naira. For software and tools, we spent 17,000. For utilities, we spent 14,000. For marketing expenses, we spent 17,000. For total travel, we spent 3,000 naira. Now, first, what expense category had the so my first question is, what expense category had the highest total? So let me see what expense category or categories had the highest total. Waiting for your answers. What expense category had the highest total? Okay, software and tools, and then marketing. Yes, software, tools, marketing. I'm waiting to see more answers. Please. Software and tools and marketing expenses. Software and tools and marketing expenses. All right, all right, all right. Marketing and software, marketing and software, marketing and software. Yes, you're correct. So those are the highest categories on our simple expense sheets. So let's answer this. There's no need to ask this. Hmm. So software and tools. Okay, so now which tools or strategies can help you reduce costs in one of these categories? So now software and tools and marketing, like these are expensive, right? I mean 17,000 naira, out of how much did we spend in total? Let's see how much we even spent in total. Out of Why is this not showing me the amount? Something. Hmm, okay, I'll come back to that later. But what can we do to reduce this expense? Because obviously this is 34,000 naira already. 34,000 naira already. So what can we really do to reduce it? Out of 56,000, this total here is 56,000 naira. So out of 56,000, we spent 34,000 naira on only software tools and marketing. So what can we do? What strategy? So if for example your client, or maybe your if you're under like a full-time employment, your boss asks you and says, "Oh, Ayode, we're spending so much on software tools, we're spending so much on marketing. What can we do? How can we reduce our expenses? What will you tell? What strategy can we employ?" Or maybe you're just even looking at your expense tracker, and you're like, I'm spending so much on these things. What can I do really? So how would you what strategy would you employ in order to see to it that you reduce costs? Of course, without compromising quality, without compromising your output. So I'm waiting to see your responses, because now you're thinking like a VA, you know, reduce the printing of the business card. Hmm. Okay, so patient said research apps that can offer similar features in a free or less expensive version. That's correct. Comforter says we can do more of e-business cards. That's also correct. That's also good. Johnson said make use of tools with lesser charges. Exactly. You think about it, like there's obviously tools that you can use that will not cost you this much, right? So for example, the one of the softwares that we paid for, I think it was Zoom Pro here, Zoom Pro subscription, right? How about you just move to maybe Google Meet? If you go for your Google One, there's something called Google One where you are able to have unlimited meetings. The normal like Google Meet, you would have, I think it's about an hour thereabouts. But if you have Google One, and Google One subscription is like about, I think, 1,200 as the last time I paid for it, well, like 1, 2 or thereabouts. So it's not even expensive at all. So you've cut down more than half of this Zoom Pro subscription for your meetings. And please, these figures are definitely not real, because I don't think you can get a Zoom Pro subscription for even 6K right now. So so that tells you what's it called. So you can see it. Reduce subscription on tools, yes. Alternative tools that are cheaper, yes. Use a free app, yes. So that's the thing. That's how to be what's the word now? That's this word I'm looking for. That's how to be resourceful, right? So you can look for, rather than doing hard copy cards, how about we do e-cards that will not cost us a lot of money to print? Rather than spending money on these tools, paying for Zoom Pro, how about we use Google Meet? Google Meet will offer you can just pay for Google One, and with Google One you get like 1 terabyte of storage space, and you can also get your unlimited meetings as well. So how about we use Google One for Zoom in place of Zoom instead, and that's even cheaper, right? So you think about all these things. That's how to. So I love that you guys are really like bringing this up. So yeah, that's amazing. You're thinking like VAs already. Okay, so I have another question for you here. Now, you can see that we have tracked these expenses. How can tracking these expenses regularly improve your financial planning as a VA? How can tracking these expenses, like your expenses now, how can it help you improve your financial planning as a VA? I'm listening. Now that you can see the benefit of tracking these expenses, what are the benefits, and how can it even help you improve your financial planning as a VA? So I'm waiting to read your answers. I mean, obviously, you have seen us do a little bit of financial planning here. You have seen us. This is basically expense. This is expense reporting, right? But how do you think, based on what you have seen here now, how do you think can help you? Do you think it's useful? Is it useful? Is it necessary? How can it even help you improve your own financial planning as a virtual assistant, either a freelance virtual assistant or a virtual assistant that is under a company's employment? Yeah, Comforter said it helps in costing for future expenses. Yeah, Aisha said it will be easy to know what and it will be easy to know what and what's consuming more and less. Yes. Tracking expenses regularly ensures that funds are always set aside for utilities. Mm. It will help shape my John Victory said it will help shape my financial management structure. It will make me accountable, yes, and make you prudent with spending, yes. It helps you know how you spend exactly and know what to cut down on. I mean, if you didn't do this, you probably will not even realize that you are spending a whole like 34,000 naira. Two things are taking just two items, two categories are taking a whole 34,000 out of 50 something thousand naira. If you didn't track this, it will make financial reporting easier, yes, and we enable one keep sound record of transaction. Imagine if you were working with a boss, you had like somebody, you were maybe you are in an employment, a full-time employment, and your boss gave you money to spend for something, maybe for the office, or there's something they call floats, where they give you money just to use for day-to-day running of the office, and then you don't even have this kind of and they ask you, okay, I gave you 150,000 naira 2 days ago. What did you use it for? And like, actually, I bought. What did I buy? Yo, what did I pay for? What did I? They would literally even think that you probably are trying to even cheat them. It doesn't make you look financially intelligent. All right. So it helps. Okay. So Olatunde Abiola says it helps you to save for important tools to improve. It helps you to save. This is an expense report. Okay, if you're talking about generally though, yeah, maybe generally, but this particular one is an expense report. It encourages financial discipline, yes, because you are able to see. It helps me reduce costs, yes, because you are able to see the things that you're spending money on and the things that are not necessary. You begin to ask questions when you say that, what is gulping money, and you are seeing it and like, no, 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 we need to do. There's work. I need to reduce this cost. This is too much. This is too much. For easy accountability for wise spending, it helps to manage one's finances. Yes, correct. Okay, so now, why is it important to categorize your business expenses for tax filing? So this one, I have not touched on this extensively, but I'm still going to ask it. Why is it important to categorize your business expenses? Because apart from it helping you to manage your expenses and helps you to see where money is going, categorizing, that's doing this, putting it in categories, right? Doing all of this is what categorizing means. You put them into different categories, into different buckets, right? So it helps for tax filing purposes. But I want to ask why. Why does it help with tax filing? Who knows? I haven't touched on it, but who knows? Mm. Gibbs Jane says categorizing business helps for financial analysis. That's correct. It helps you're able to financially analyze your spendings. Rosalind said to know what is taxable and what is not. That's correct. Yes. So you know what you need to tax and what is not. Absolutely correct. So you're not overpaying on even tax because you can actually overpay. You can pay more than is necessary for tax. So when you do things like this, it help you know what is taxable and what is not taxable. Yes. Ruth Jessica said, so you are not overcharged. Absolutely correct. Yes. It helps you so you won't pay unnecessary taxes, yes, or exploitation. Exactly. So you see why it's very important. Like you see why it's like if you look at it from different angles, it is just for your benefits. And I mean, as you can see from what I have done here, it doesn't even take you anything. It doesn't even take you time. Like there's nothing. You don't even have to be a tech bro or a tech sis to use Google spreadsheet. It's very easy. Just put it into category, and the categories can be anything you name it. You can decide to name it. You don't want to name your own travels. You can decide to name it what taxes. It just depends on you, right? So it's really just helpful. Okay, so as we go on in the class, we will let me see. Okay, I think that's all the questions that I have for you here. All right, thank you. So, TS, please bring back my slides. Thank you. So yeah, it can be used for decision making for taxes. So you can see that depending on whatever angle we decide to look at it from, it is still very, very important. So you can, and you, obviously we did this together. It is not hard. You don't have to be extremely tech savvy or tech talented to be able to do this. Okay? So very, 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 very easy. TAs, please, are you there with me? Okay. So we're going to the next section of the class now. Whilst I wait for my slides to be brought back up. Yes, Rosalind Udo said because some items are exempted. Yes, some items are actually exempted from taxes. There's some items that are not taxable. You don't need to tax those items. But imagine if you don't keep record, and then they ask you, "Oh, so madam, how much have you made so far this month?" And like, I made $2,000, and they charge you on that $2,000. Whereas there's some expenses that you incur that should not be taxed. But because you don't even have record of what you even spent, so you're even overpaying your taxes. Okay, so it's very, very, very important to um it's very, very important to keep proper and accurate record. Okay, so I am waiting on the TAs. I'm waiting on the TAs to share my slides. All right, fantastic. Okay, now tax basics for virtual assistants. So you have your tax identification number, TIN. TIN is basically used to register with your tax authority in your country and obtain the number or its equivalent. Okay, so it's that simple. Just like your NIN, where you have your NIN, your BVN, it's also your TIN, your TIN. You know, it is a number, or it's a number for you. It's a number that is used to identify your organization. If your organization is probably registered with if you register your organization, if it's registered under the federal, like let me use Nigeria as a case study, for example, you have your team. Even for like individuals, you have your tax ID, right? As an individual, you have your tax ID. I have my tax ID. You have your tax ID. As a company, you have your tax identification number. Then, why is it important to register as a freelancer? Because without registering, you can face penalties for operating illegally or underreporting your income. Like I said, there are penalties for this thing. See, taxation in the country, it's not a joke. So please, if you don't register and somehow they find out that you've been earning an income, and you have not been paying your tax, trust me, there will be penalties for it. Okay, yeah. So now types of tax, you have income tax, and basically that's a percentage of your earnings that could be paid that must be paid to the government. You have, so example, if you are earning 500,000 naira, obviously, and make annually, you will pay taxes based on that income tax bracket set by the government. So the way the government there's something called pay as you earn. So the same amount someone who earns maybe 500,000 per month pays on their tax is not the same amount someone who earns 50 million naira per month, right? There's a way the government has done it so that nobody is choked on their taxes. Okay, so yeah. Then value added tax as well. So some countries will also require you to collect VAT. I'm sure a lot of us are used to it. Like when you go to buy something, or someone sends you an invoice and you see VAT, it's value added tax, and it's actually a requirement by the government on some items. All right, then there's something also called tax deadlines and filing requirements. So tax deadlines are very important. There's a particular time where you must file your taxes by. If you don't file your taxes by that timeline, by that deadline, trust me, you can get penalized for it. Then there's something called deductions and write-off. Okay. So for example, your home office expenses. Sorry, let me just give me a sec. Your home office expenses, so like your rent, utilities, office supplies, they can actually be partially deducted from your taxes. So you see why it's important to keep records, because when you are presenting your books, if you're with a tax consultant or you're presenting your books, there's some things that they would not tax you on. There's some things that you don't need to pay tax on when you present, but you cannot just use your word of mouth and say, no, Oga, oh, no, I'm not paying. You have to present your data. They have to see it. Do you understand? It has to be properly documented. All right. Then software as well. Software, like for example, if you want to subscribe to things like Canva or things like maybe Asana, some of this software can actually be tax deductible if they are used for business. If you can prove that this is actually used for business, it can actually be taxed. You will not even have to pay taxes on those things. So again, you see why it's important to keep your record. Okay, it's very, 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 very important. All right. So moving on, managing taxes as a virtual assistant. So how do you? I mean, you've been hearing a lot of things about taxes. Like some of you didn't even realize that you need to pay tax. Taxes are very, very important because, like I said, sometimes you even need to access these things for maybe grants. You might want to apply for a grant. You might want to apply for even visa, and they tell you, oh, how are you been getting your money? You're going to show proof of funds. You're going to show your account statement, and they found out that wow, money has been entering your account for the past 2 years. Where is your tax ID? Where have you been remitting your tax to? And then you are speaking English. Oh no, no, you don't want to be in that kind of trouble. So please, it's good to pay your taxes. Okay. So, tax management for virtual assistants, right? So that you don't, so it doesn't choke you. All right. So it doesn't seem like it's a lot. It's good to set aside money for your taxes. All right. Set aside a portion, just like you have your savings. Like, oh, this is the amount you're setting aside for savings. This is the amount you're setting aside for investment. This is the amount you're setting aside for this and that. Please set aside money for taxes. Like depending on how much your income and like I said, taxes vary, amounts vary based on what you earn. So depending on that, set aside that amount so that when it's time to remit, you're not like this is plenty money. Oh wow, this is a lot. Or no, I have, because you already started to set it aside. If you're going to set aside on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis, just set it aside. Then paying quarterly taxes if it is applicable. So some countries that will tell you you have to remit it quarterly, and some will tell you end of the year. Depending on whichever one your country approves, please ensure you remit as at when due. Because if you don't remit as at when due, you'll be penalized for it. Then please, this one I highly recommend this, especially if you have if you're a freelancer, especially if you're not under the employment of any organization, please just get a tax consultant to save you stories. Because like I said, I'm not a professional tax consultant, and so I cannot give you professional advice on your taxes. But so you can ensure that you are paying your proper taxes. So you ensure you are paying the proper amount. You are getting taxed on what you should be getting taxed on. To ensure that you are remitting as at when due. Let someone advise you, right? Get someone to actually advise you. Oh, this is how much is coming in for me every month. These are the things that I use my money to. This is my expense. These are my expenses. This is my income. Before you, it is better. It is way, way better. So you're not overpaying the government, paying taxes on things that you should not retain paying taxes on, and you're also not underpaying. All right. So please, it is extremely important. And then obviously tax audits, and that's another importance of having your records, because there's also something called tax audit. They'll come and audit your books. They'll come and see to be sure that what you say and what you gave them, what you're actually remitted, is what you should be remitting. So if you should be remitting a particular amount and you're remitting lower than that, by the time they'll come for your tax audit. So please, it's very, very important. Okay. So keep detailed records of your taxes, of your expenses, please. It's helpful when you have tax audits. Okay, and basically a tax audit is a formal review of your business's financial record. So you see that financial record is coming in again. So imagine if you have not been keeping record, what would you tell them? What would you tell the authorities? How do you even know what to even pay? right? Because it is even beyond saying, okay, I will go and look at how much my client has paid me so far. Your client has paid you so far, yes, but then how about your expenses? Because there are some things that you spent money on that the government should not tax you on. If the government should tax you on everything, all your expenses that has come in, then trust me, you're going to be overpaying. So please, it is very important, okay? Yes, so please have tax consultants. It is very don't I mean eventually it will pay off in the long run. You might feel like I'll not pay tax consultants. It's better for them to advise you than for you to do the wrong thing. Okay. All right. So I think that's about it for today's slides. Now it's question and Q&A time. Any questions so far from it could be from taxes, it could be from bookkeeping, from invoices, from time tracking, from the financial demo that we did, whatever. Question and answer time. We have about 18 minutes to the end of the class. So let me know if you have questions for me. Okay, so Nena asked, according to the expense report, she said we should go for apps with lesser charges. Now, I didn't just say you should go for apps with lesser charges. Okay, it was basically part of a cost cutting measure, right? Like, okay, you're looking at your expenses, it's on the high side. How can you cut your costs? And one of the suggestions was, okay, how about you consider going for an app that costs lesser? Okay, so to answer your question, if your client prefers Zoom, these are the things you put into consideration when you're charging your client. You know that okay, Zoom is more expensive, obviously, and so it means that your rates have to increase because the client wants you to use a premium software or the client wants to use a premium tool. It's that simple. So if the client wants you to use Zoom, then they have to pay you for Zoom. It's as simple as that. So you charge them as simple as that. Okay. Is Wave software for financial record free? So Wave is free to an extent. It's not entirely free, but some of its features are actually free. Yeah, some of its features are actually free. If you want an upgraded version, you have to pay. But I mean, Wave is a good place to start, right? If you don't want to pay yet. Okay. Perpetua said you have issues creating a trip itinerary. Am I the one who took you on trip itinerary? I don't think I'm the one who took you on that course. Nah, I'm not the one who took you on that. So maybe when you can reach out to the person who did. So Abiola says, so what if we don't have a specific amount we earn monthly? Imagine earning 200K one month and 500K another month. How do we arrive at the specific amount to pay for tax? And that's why I said you need a tax consultant. Because a tax consultant will advise you properly. Have your record very because when you are hiring a tax consultant or when you need the service of one, they want to see your okay. Let me even see what have you been spending money on? Where has your money been going to? How do you categorize it? What are this? That's how they will advise you. Okay, so yeah, like I said, there's something called pay as you earn. So you'll be taxed based on how you earn. I'm sure the ones that you earn lower, obviously your tax will most likely be lower, and the most you earn higher, tax would also be higher according to what you earn. So yeah, it's that simple. Okay, but don't worry, you will not like I said, the government has made it easy. Okay, so you're not like they're charging everybody the same thing. If you're earning 500K, you will not be paying the same thing as someone who's earning 5 million naira. No. Right. So what else? Any other questions before we call it a day? And then we'll see tomorrow for the last lap of this financial management class. Any other questions? Meanwhile, has this been helpful for you? I want you to let me know. I'm sure a lot of us do not really think about taxes. Most of us are just feeling like, no, tax scale. How will I pay tax? Why will I even pay tax? So tell me, has this changed your perception in any way? What have you learned so far from this class? Has this changed your perception? Has this changed your mindset about taxes? Just tell me, share in the chat. What have you learned so far from this class? Loveline, I think you should go back to the video. The video is on YouTube, so you can go back to the video to watch the video. Loveline Samson, please you can go back to the video, to watch the video. Debbie said I was too fast at some points. Okay, so the good thing is that this class is recorded, and so you can always go back to catch up with anything you need for that. You need me to explain. It's basically like live. It's recorded. Okay, so Patience said that she learned the need to constantly remain financially accountable. Yes, it's very important. It's like it has a lot of benefits on different fronts. Personally for you as a person, for you as for your business, for your taxes, for even profitability. You know what is coming in, you know what is going out, you know where it is going to, you know when there is an emergency, when there's a state of emergency, where you know that there's fire on the mountain. If I don't reduce my expenses, my account will be in the red straight. You know all these things, right? So it really helps you keep record. Please keep record. Even if you're working as a VA, as in maybe if you're working in a full-time employment and you are trusted with funds, please keep this is how to show you are responsible with money. Keep record. Don't just say, the money has finished and you don't even know what you just say, I used it. What did you use for? I used it for okay, so what did you use it for? Where let me even see you don't have all those records. It's not that's not how to be financially disciplined. So please keep for your own self personally, for your executive that you'll be supporting, please keep records, please. Very, very important. Um so someone said she didn't know that you can be taxed, you can be fined for not paying tax. Oh, definitely. I mean, if there were no penalties, who would pay tax? Of course, nobody would want to, give out money. Everybody wants to keep their money to themselves. So there are penalties for not paying tax, please. It's very important. And yes, if you're wondering why you have to pay tax, it's important because taxes are used to run, and that's part of what the government, not the only thing, but that's part of what the government uses to run your economy, your economy, your country. They used to maintain your public infrastructure. They used to pay those that are in public services. They used to do all those things. Like I said, I don't think your government has ever come to knock on your door to say, "Oh, Tina, we want to build the road, construct the road in front of your house. So you need to contribute money and pay to this account for the end of the year." I don't think I don't think your government has ever done that to you before, right? So it's your tax that is used to pay to take care of all those expenditures. Okay. So that's why you have to pay tax. It's very important. Yes, financial records using Google Sheets. Very easy and very simple. Um it helps you to know what to reduce and what to cut off completely. Yes, it does. That's what financial record helps you to do. You know what to add, you know what is taking the money away, you know what you're spending money on, you know when to even increase your charges. When you feel like, man, I'm spending so much money on this Google, on this Zoom Pro, it seems I'm going to increase my rates. I have to increase my charge. I can't keep charging what I'm charging and still be paying 17,000 naira for Google ads. I can't be doing that. It's too much. Do you get it? So it helps you to know these things. But if you don't have record, you won't even know. You just find out that where is all the money going now? But this client has paid me. How come I don't have? You don't even know because there's no record or anything. Okay. How did I prepare the categories? How did I prepare the categories I entered on Google Sheets? So if it is when you say how did I prepare the categories, you can call you can just call your categories anything. Or do you mean how I got like those drop downs? Is that what you're saying? If that is what you're saying, I can just share my screen again and show you how it was done. If that is just let me know. But if what you're asking is how did I name them, you can just name them. It's just categorization. You can decide to name maybe your own category can be, well, if you don't want to use software and tools, you can decide to use software. You can decide to use products. It's just basically how you would identify things that you put in a bucket in the same group. You don't want to use travel, you can decide to use trips. You don't want to use marketing, you can decide to use advertising. It just depends on you. As long as you can categorize things successfully under that bucket, that's it. Okay. Okay, so you want me to show you how the drop down was done. All right, that's very easy. TAs, I'm going to present my screen now. Please put my screen up. Thank you. So yeah. All right, TAs, I'll waiting for you to please put my screen up. Thank you. All right, waiting for the TS to bring up my screen so that I can show you how the drop downs were done. Okay, so while we wait for the TS to bring up my screen, Olulano asked a question. Um, she says, "How do I pay tax in naira if I charge my clients in USD if I work for international clients?" So this one, you need a tax consultant. I don't know how. I don't know the dynamics of this. So you obviously need a tax consultant to advise you properly on how this is going to be done. Okay. So yeah. Yes, Brian Matt said I should show you how to do the drop down. Yes, I want to show it to you, and I'm just waiting for my screen to be brought back up. And once my screen comes up, I will show it to you. Oh, okay. So, um, any more questions while we wait for my screen to come up? Oh, fantastic! My screen is up now. Okay, great. So here it is. So I'll just do this again. So you can see all of this, right? Utilities, software, tools, office supplies. Let me be sure you can even see my screen. I believe you should be able to see my screen now, but just to confirm, let me know you can see my screen. Please confirm in the chat. Please confirm in the chat. Let me know you can see my screen, please. Okay, fantastic. Thank you. All right. So here you go. So you have utilities, software and tools, office supplies. So let's just do it together. All right. So here, insert. Once you insert here, you come all the way down here to drop down. Okay. So you click on drop down, and then it gives you the range. It gives you the range of things you want to include. This is it basically, where you want to include things. So this is sheet one. That's this particular sheet that I'm on, and then F2. F2 is, let me see if I can move. Okay, yes. So you can see it. This is F2. F2, right? That is row 2, F column. So that's that. So the criteria here obviously is drop down. But not try. All of this is if you're all of this is like all of these are different criteria. But right now we're just doing drop down, basic drop down. Okay. So option one, utilities. Okay, so how about let's make it fun. Someone should give me a category. Just maybe your based on what you have understood now. Someone give me a category. Let's put your own categories now. Let's not use mine. So give me your own categories. So give me your categories. Jumbo, you said I'm not answering your question. Which question, please? Okay, furniture. So rather than saying furniture, we can just say assets because all those things are still part of your asset. Your furniture, the things that you're using in your office or your for your work, assets. So let's do that, and then you can put that in. Just choose any color. So we'll just choose this color. So option two, can I get another category? Can I get another category? Okay, office equipment. Choose a color. One more, another category. Logistics. Okay, I choose another color. Another category. Transportation. All right. Transportation. So, what color should we use for this one? Can use this brown. Okay, one more category. Again. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I mistakenly left the studio. I'm back now, and I'm going to share my screen again. Mic check, please. Let me know you can hear me. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Oh, fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so let me know you can also see my screen as well. Screen check. Okay, great. Let me know I can hear you, I can see you. I want to be sure you can now see me. You can see my screen rather, not me. My screen. Okay, fantastic. So all right, so one more category. Can I get one more category, please? Can I get one more category? Entertainment. Yes. Okay. Nobody even said anything about learning and development. I'm going to add that because you must learn. Learning and development, L&D. You must learn. So I will add that for you guys. Coursera courses. Take courses on Coursera. Buy books. So I'm going to add that. Learning and development. I'll put it in green because you must learn. Okay? So, yeah. All done. All done. So I have put my different categories there. And so what to do is just put done here. So once you put done, that's it. It's done. Okay? And you can see it here. It has all of your it has all of your um it has all of your different categories. And you can, so if you want to put it all the way down, just drag to wherever you want. You can drag to wherever. Just drag, and you see it. Okay? And then you can do this. Oh, this is, let's say this is office equipment. Click logistics, click. You can expand your cell this way. Learning and development, click. Transportation, just click. And you can also allow for multiple. Okay, just to show you this one anyway, I don't think it's even necessary, but just to show you, you can also allow for multiple selections. So you can click more than one. If you want to allow people to click more than one category, you just click allow multiple selections here and then click done. Okay, apply it to everything. So it's asking me if I want to only apply it to just that one row, or I want to apply it to everything. Okay, let me just apply it to just our one row so you can see how it works. Just this instance. So you can see here, if I try to click, it's only one: entertainment or office equipment, just that. But for here, I'm able to click more than one. So I click transportation here. I can add office equipment. I can add learning and development to this particular one. Let me expand it so you can see. So can you see that? Or let me even wrap it actually. So you can see that. Do you understand it now? Very easy. Let me know you understand. So let me know you understand. Okay, thank you very much. We have come to the end of today's class. We have come to the end of today's class. Um, yeah. Thank you for joining. And if there's any part you probably did not catch, or you were lost somehow, you can please go back to the video. It's on YouTube. You can always just go back to watch the video again. So we'll meet tomorrow by God's grace one more time. Yeah. So we'll meet tomorrow again by God's grace. Someone was saying something about a question. Jumbo, I don't know what question that is. If you can please ask. No, just ask tomorrow. Okay. Then someone was asking about how to get a tax consultant. So there are different tax consultants. You can check for there are companies that offer independent tax consultancy services. So you can just reach out to them for tax consulting companies. As long as they are legit, you are in safe hands. Okay, so I don't know if LIRS or the all this tax revenue, the government revenue agencies offer tax consultancy services. I don't know if they do. Well, if they do, then I mean that would be really amazing. Okay, I mean if they do, you could easily walk into their office and tell them, oh, you want to get tax advice. I don't know if they do that, but if they do, that will also be another great option. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Like I said, just to also reiterate, paying your tax is actually very important because there's some opportunities you will not be able to access if you don't have a tax ID. If you don't have your tax identification number, you can't access some opportunities because you cannot even lie that you didn't get money. Your bank statement is there to prove that money came into your account. So if money is coming into your account, where's the tax that you're remitting? Okay, so taxes are very important for that. All right, thank you, everyone. I do have a great and a blessed and an amazing night rest. Bye.